Hey there guys, it's Sandra here from the Soil Restoration course, and I would just like to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on my end and the continuation of the course. So I trust that you're all enjoying it and getting some value out of it, and I am very grateful and glad that I have been able to actually make it free so that anyone with an internet access and ability to understand can actually access the course free of charge. So this has been made possible because initially I was charging for the course, and it was only 10 lessons that were given via Zoom live, and people have paid $500 each to be able to take the course. And that generated some initial funds for me to start expanding the information. Eventually, I increased the fee for it as the course became bulkier and bigger, and I knew that I was going to create many, many more lessons. So I was actually charging $1,500 for people to be able to access the information. However, it started to feel pretty bad because I've realized just how essential this information is and how much of a gift it is actually, this whole ecosystem that is soil, and also the information that exists out there as to how we can regenerate it or restore that soil ecosystem. So I basically became aware of the fact that charging for it would mean only a handful of people would be able to access the information. And that didn't feel good to me. And also the fact that this is my passion. I love it dearly, and I'm super excited about sharing this information. So to charge for it basically just diminished the excitement for me, and it put all this unnecessary pressure on the whole thing, and it actually made me feel quite upset about the fact that I was charging for this gift that I want to offer to the world. Since making the course free of charge, I have received 2 donations from some of my friends that were very generous donations because they believe that things should be for free in this world and that we can live based on gifts from others, as well as donations from 4 subscribers who have very generously noticed that there is a link in the description below the videos that allows for people who appreciate the course to be able to donate and support its creation. So these donations have been very, very generous because they made me realize that it's possible to actually be able to sustain one's life while giving the gift that I would love to give to the world, which is the soil restoration course in this case. So while the initial funds that I've generated in offering the course for a price were enough to sustain me for a few months, now that funding is fast running out, and it has become unsustainable to continue creating the course because I actually need to get a job in order to support myself. So this is an issue considering that I am putting majority of my time into creating these lessons. They take anywhere between 2 weeks and a month each in order to create them, and this is due to the extensive research that needs to happen and the understanding of that research, and then translating that research, and then creating the content with all the imagery and everything that a lesson is made up of. And this takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of editing. So this is not something I can do on a whim on the weekend. This is something that I'm dedicating a lot of time towards, and I have already dedicated the last 2 years of my life. In fact, I actually quit the job that I was in for 6 years so that I could create the content that is given for free in this course. And to be honest, I find it quite interesting how the course kind of reflects what is happening in the soil ecosystem in a way. So the entire course is based on the principles of the gifting economy, where every creature contributes something towards the system in order for the whole system to function. And by doing so, everyone else is looked after, and they are also looked after in return because everyone else is also contributing to the system. However, currently we're very much exploiting the soil ecosystem. We're taking from it. We're abusing the system. We never put back the resources that we have taken out. And therefore, in the end, what ends up happening is the system can't be sustained, and it can no longer give us food and oxygen to breathe. And so this is kind of a similar situation that I've created on this channel, where I want to give as much as I possibly can, but there is very little support. So the resources are becoming depleted and there's no sustainability in this process. So this is an issue because, as I said, it means that I may not be able to continue creating the content that I still desire to create if I need to get a job. So this course is all about restoring a living ecosystem based on the principles of soil restoration and ecosystem restoration or regeneration. If we understand the ecosystem and then the mechanisms of its repair, we can actually continue life on Earth and have a prosperous future, actually, if we apply these principles. And so in order to undo the damage, we need to, in our hearts, recognize that we're each responsible for creating the current system. And we also need to be able to learn how to fix it. And for us to actually restore the soil ecosystems, it will require of our hearts to change. It will require us to actually desire to give to the ecosystem that sustains us. And in order to live as part of that ecosystem, we also must be willing to give to the system, whatever system we're part of. And in this case, it's the YouTube channel for the soil restoration course. And this is something I want to encourage. By giving the course for free, I want to encourage this potential that we have, that we can just all give to one another and therefore create a better world. And it starts with this course for me. And so if you do feel passionate about this premise, if this is something that you feel you want to contribute towards, here is the PayPal donation link and the corresponding QR code and the Wise account. And these are also provided at the bottom of this video. And I've calculated that just $2 a month from the 600 or so subscribers that are currently subscribing to the course would actually be enough income for me in order to be able to sustain myself, just to cover the basic needs in order for me to live my life. And just to let you know that once the theoretical content of the course is completed, I will be creating the practical content of the course. And that's where a lot of the soil restoration practices, mechanisms, and adventures are going to be shown in the field environment, as well as loads of microscopy videos to show how different soils have different organisms living in them and all the different characters you've been learning about, to actually see them in real life. So there's a lot of exciting content still to come. I've really enjoyed sharing it so far, and I hope to continue sharing even more exciting content in the future. So thank you so much to all of you that wish to support this endeavor, and you'll be hearing from me again soon. And I wish you all the very best. Bye for now.